The power of love and forgiveness. Growing up as a child, I tried to desperately separate the two words, forgiveness and love. I loved my father, but I hated his friends and his addiction to alcohol. My sisters and I would try to slash their tires and anything to prevent him from going with them to the liquor store. But somehow that always never worked, and they had a spare tire in the trunk and would go nonetheless. I would become so angry that I started to hate those men. My hatred for them grew worse after my father died, and even though I became a Christian, I still did not forgive them. In fact, I would argue in my mind and say, I don't need to forgive them. After all, they should be telling me sorry. I felt entitled, a sense of entitlement, and I felt that they were the ones who were wrong. I thought I could love God, but still hate those who I felt did not love me. Then I suddenly realized that you cannot truly love God unless you have forgiven those who have wronged you. I began to realize that unforgiveness is like poison in a glass, and it belongs to your enemies, but yet still you drink it every day instead. I begin to learn that unforgiveness makes you bitter, resentful, and cold. It makes you angry, and worst of all, it makes you selfish and sick. It took a while to learn that love, on the other hand, makes you better, kind, and warm. Love gives you freedom from the soul, and freedom of the soul, rather, and it causes you to excel and to fly and to soar into realms that you've never dreamt before. I came into a reality that forgiveness was not a chance, but rather forgiveness is a choice. And so I chose to love. I chose to forgive. I choose to free my soul. Forgiveness doesn't mean that I should now eat from you. I realize it doesn't mean that I should now sleep with you, or even better yet, come to your next party. It simply means that I free myself from hating you, and that I'm no longer bound by your painful memory and your chains. I become free. And so anyone who tries to serve God without forgiving will soon discover that it will not work. You only become more hateful. You become more resentful, and yes, very sick. Jesus was without sin, and yet he became sin for us so that we can become righteous. They mocked him, dragged him through the streets of Jerusalem, and they even beat him 39 times to prove their hatred for him. They passed his side and they spat in his face just because they could do it. They did everything to ridicule and to display their hatred for him. Yet at the end, he still said, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. Jesus died and rose again and received a greater crown. He is now seated in heavenly places because what? His love and the power to forgive. You see, I learned a big secret. Love God. Love his people. But pray against their demons. Pray against the demons which are controlling them. I learned to destroy the powers of their demon spirits through prayer and to come out of every painful dilemma victorious. I learned that if I can love somebody by first of all forgiving them, that God will forever love and forgive me. And so today I pray that you will find the courage to forgive and fall in love with God again by the power of his divine love.